He was a wizard. He was otherworldly, just primal. How tiny he worked and the preciseness of his lines, it was insane. Now it's all dawning on me how many people he influenced. But to me, he was grandpa, and he was the best grandpa.
Frank Frazetta. He's an icon. He's a legend in the art world.
In the 70s and stuff, books I first saw at a bookstore were these Valentine books.
That's our guy.
And I would take these paintings out, cut them out, and put them on my wall. Of course, cut to years later, all the originals I used to cut out and put on my wall are in here.
That's so
and I
cool.
own Moonmaid now.
And I think that's why he just did make such an impact on this world. It's because he was otherworldly. He was tapping into something that he didn't really understand. Like when people would ask him, like, Frank, like, how did you do this? Like, could you teach anyone? And he's like, no. He's like, I'm me. Biggest advice to everyone was just do you, be you. His main influences that he shared with me were his films that he just watched over and over and over again. We watched the original King Kong, 1933, like, I don't know, over 300 times. Like, I'm
Wow.
not exaggerating it. He just stayed at what really inspired him. And he's like, this is who I am. This is what I like. Frank Sinatra, don't, Stravinsky, don't put anything else on.
Frank Sinatra, My Way. It's kind of like an anthem.
I mean, that was such a big inspiration to him. And yeah, he quoted that all the time. He's like Sinatra, I did it my way. and he loved that.
When I first became a filmmaker, I wanted to work with my heroes, so I knew he did posters. So for Dusk Till Dawn, I said, I want to work with Frank Frazetta and get a poster. The drawing he gave me was just her. And I said, well, you got to add the other guy. So he stuck him way down here. And he didn't even bother putting Harvey Keitel in there. And then he didn't even bother to draw my vampires. He just did his monkey dudes in there.
What do you think your grandpa would think about what we're doing with MetalMark and printing his art on gold?
He would have loved it. I just love the pieces that you guys chose. I mean, they're all so different. Green Death, then Dark Kingdom, and then Dawn Attack. You are all artists, and the way that, they're cropped and everything is thought out. It's just absolutely beautiful, and not to mention the importance of gold.
But this will be on a gram of gold.
That's so killer.
He was one of the most present beings I had ever met. He was one of those humans that had undivided attention and loved sharing with me the everything that influenced him. All of that influence, now we have this intertwined connectedness.
What do you think he would say about, our contemporary culture and what's going on right now? And then what other message might he leave?
I think he would say disconnect from it. It's all distraction and noise. Go be with nature. Go be with your family. Go disconnect and create.